Good, happy Tuesday morning, May 11, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, firefighters battle a fire at Scammon Farm in Stratham. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews? Our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
News in Stratham this morning, where crews remain on the scene of this blaze.
These flames broke out late last night at Scammon Farm on Portsmouth Avenue. Our Jessica Moran is live in Stratham this morning with the very latest.
Yeah, the Stratham Fire Department tells me they received a call around 10:30 last night, and as of very early this morning, that fire was still going in the foundation of a barn. The Stratham Fire Department says the fire burned down to the granite foundation. They're still waiting until it's safe to dig it out. No one was hurt, but they did say that the barn had some chickens and goats in it. It's unknown if they got out at this time. Stratham Fire says it took about an hour for them to get the fire under control, and the barn is a complete loss. After the fire was under control, utility crews were on scene working on the power lines to the residents because the heat from the fire damaged a transformer. Now, the cause of the fire is unknown at this time. The Scammon Farm family posted on their Facebook page, everyone is safe, and they thank the firefighters. In Stratham, Jessica Moran, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Man suffers life-threatening injuries after shooting outside a Manchester restaurant. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Summit Packaging Systems is hiring for all shifts. Summit knows stability, security, and growth are extremely valuable. You'll develop skills to succeed and earn steady income and benefits. Apply online at summitpackagingsystems.com/careers today.
Multiple detectives working the scene outside this Elm Street restaurant after shots rang out during a busy dinner time downtown.
Officers arrived within about a minute and a half, under 2 minutes. They arrived, immediately identified one victim on the sidewalk, immediately rendered first aid, and that victim was transported to the Elliott Hospital.
Police say everyone involved has been identified, and this is not a random act. The shots fired as people enjoyed a nice night downtown.
I'm really disturbed that at 6:15 on a Monday night on Elm Street in downtown Manchester that this type of behavior takes place, and it cannot be tolerated by the community at large, as a whole.
Mayor Joyce Craig commending officers for their quick response to the scene.
My family and I spend an awful lot of time downtown, not only working here, but enjoying our downtown, as do many of our residents in the city of Manchester. We have increased foot patrol as we do during the summer hours, and our police are here, and people should continue to feel safe.
In the last 2 months, the chief says they've been meeting with state and federal partners to address gun crime, and that will continue.
I could have had an innocent victim walking by and hit by stray fire, and that is just unacceptable.
And the police chief saying he does expect detectives to have completed their work here by the morning commute. In Manchester, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Windham residents says he's suing to delay the start of the forensic audit, seeks release of all data. That is what one Windham resident is saying. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Right now, a Windham man says he's filing a lawsuit to delay tomorrow's forensic audit of the town's November 2020 election. Ken Eyring has been critical of the town's selection to the three-member audit team. He wants voting machine data and paper ballots released so he can have an expert of his choosing review it. Eyring says he's worried the audit could destroy some of the data.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Manchester man accused of firing a shotgun at a car in Northwood, New Hampshire. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Their reviews, our reviews.
I'm so happy.
Find out what we're all about at adamvroofing.com.
Well, Tom, that's right. Today at that arraignment, prosecutors said Deerfield police are investigating reports of shots fired there just minutes before that Northwood shooting. Now, Luke Foster appeared before a judge via webcam today for this case, as prosecutors argued that he should be held on preventative detention because of the violent nature of the charges. The judge agreed with that decision. Investigators say the victims were driving on Route 43 Sunday just before 5 p.m. when they were shot at by a man with a shotgun wearing a paintball-type mask standing in the middle of the road near a truck. They say he quickly left the scene. Officers from multiple departments responded, and they managed to track down Foster.
One of the officers actually observed a dark-colored Dodge pickup truck parked kind of weirdly in front of a residence just up the street, so they turned around, went back to it, and that was the subject still sitting in the car with the shotgun.
Now, prosecutors say if the Deerfield case is linked to Foster, he could be facing additional charges. Reporting live, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. New Hampshire Senate Election Law Committee weighing options for possible change of state primary data. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
When most people think of chimney damage, they think fire. But the biggest threat to your chimney is that.
When New Hampshire Secretary of State Bill Gardner doesn't want the legislature to change election laws in the granite state, it usually doesn't happen. But this year, his opposition to moving the state primary from the second Tuesday in September to an earlier date doesn't appear to be deterring lawmakers. The House has already signed off on legislation to transplant the state primary to the fourth Tuesday in June. But some senators are wary of potentially facing primary challenges amid their busiest months at the State House.
Our filing period is going to be the March-April timeframe, and guess when we get all of our House bills, and we're super busy. So we're more inclined to have to be working much more than, let's say, the state reps are.
Some senators believe the best fit would be to follow the lead of Vermont and hold the state primary in August.
The compromise would be to move to the third or fourth Tuesday, depending upon when Labor Day falls.
There's a unique twist here. This is a redistricting year, and that process has been delayed by the pandemic. So next year, you could have candidates stuck between not having a district map and a hard primary filing deadline.
That part of it is complicated, and I know that sponsors tried to address it by having the Secretary of State make that declaration, but I think if we're going to set it, we should just affirmatively set it, and maybe it's not until the 23-24 term.
It could be tough to get this bill past Governor Chris Sununu. He recently brushed off the idea of moving the state primary, saying, quote, "The system we have in place is phenomenal. If it ain't broke, don't fix it." Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. A 96-year-old crossing guard says he hopes to keep working until he's 100. Let's take a listen to that video from Scripps Nation National News.
Have a good day now. And I just love education and being around and doing things for people, helping people. I get about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then I go down this corner at 6:30. A lot of the kids graduate, come back. I'm getting their kids called now. I never lived a rough, I guess you call it a fast life. Never drank and I never did all those things, run around late at night, and so that makes a big difference. I want to make 100, but as long as my health is pretty good, I'll stick with it.
Okay, and there you go on that video. Awesome story there. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, everyone, and see you back here later on today with more broadcasts. Goodbye, everyone.